Girls quarterfinals, the Kempsville Chiefs and the Hampton Crabbers. Good evening, everybody. I'm Tim Cole along with Bob Hintz. We welcome you to Hampton High School for this quarterfinals game between the Kempsville Chiefs out of the the Eastern District against the Hampton Crabbers. Kempsville with a 20-4 record. Bob, we guess we're not going to have any sideline interviews as Bob is joining me. And, of course, the Hampton Crabbers 22-3, Kempsville 20-4 on the season.
Well, the cameras, we just don't have enough time to do it. The coach has got to talk to his team. They're going to get ready to do the national anthem. So David Six says, you can't do me. And I said, well, if we can't do him, well, let's still do anybody.
There you go.
But I apologize. That was just sometimes we have equipment that messes up a little bit, but here we go.
Live television on tape, right?
Yeah.
Well, let's talk about this Kempsville for instance. Their only losses were to Kellam High School.
Right, yeah, and Tim, they're starting 3 sophomores. So we're talking about a team that's had a great year and it's got a nice looking future.
Well, I can go even deeper than that. They only have 1 senior on the entire team, only 1 junior on the entire team. So they have 9 other players that are either sophomores, 6 of them are sophomores, 3 are freshmen. So this team for Greg Dunn is loaded.
Well, their only senior, the Amber Manuel, is their point guard. There's your officials, Tim.
And they are on the left, Deborah Brinker, on the right, Phil Nelson, and in the middle, Bob Cockrell. If I can get my return turned down, there we go. Can we do that? That's not me, I don't think. Oh, it is me. That was the problem. I'm turning you down. Now, that's more gooder. We're going to have the presentation of the color guard in just a moment. And then we will have this single elimination game. The winner of this game will play, actually they're playing Thursday night. And the victors from that round will then play Saturday night in Churchland for the Eastern Regional Championship and the right to represent this area in the state championships to be held in Richmond next weekend.
Well, one thing about this Kempsville team, Tim, is they don't like to run. They like to walk it up and run their half-court offense. And you and I have watched Hampton play enough times that they like up-tempo. They want to keep you out of your halftime or your half-court offense. They want to dictate tempo. So it's going to be interesting to see which one of these 2 teams has got the ability to control the tempo tonight, because that's real key tonight. In these 2 games between these 2 teams.
And as you see on your screen, the presentation of the colors by the ROTC, Air Force ROTC here at Hampton High School. We'll do that in just a minute.
Okay. I didn't know what you did on that.
Everything's out of kilter when you don't do your interviews, Bob.
I'm sorry.
And so the pregame ceremonies will be wrapping up shortly. A small crowd on hand tonight, and Bob, I'm reminiscent of the times when the Daily Press gave a little more coverage to this kind of event.
Yeah.
And, you would have imagined that with this importance of this game and Hampton High School being an integral part of this, that maybe there might have been an article in the Daily Press in today's paper about the game tonight, but maybe that's asking a little too much.
Well, let me tell you, after we lost Mike Keats, everything just went downhill. And I'm going to be honest with you, because it really has. Mike Keats did a great job covering Peninsula District football. Basketball, baseball, softball, you name it.
And in all fairness, Mike, of course, didn't make the assignments out, so the general attitude at the Daily Press these days is a little less local sports, which I think most people would like to see a little more of.
Right,
that's
there you see the Kempsville
That's my
starters.
editorial for the night.
I like it.
There you see the starters. They are Courtney Naquin, Catherine Crum, Esty Flores, Monet Bernard, and Amber Manuel.
At guard, number 23, a sophomore, Tia Walker.
Tia Walker being introduced
Number 25,
and greeting Greg Dunn, the head coach of the Kempsville Chiefs.
at guard, number 33, a senior, Celine
CeCe Bozeman, number 33.
David Six, assisted by Mike Carter. The officials.
And so your
Mr. Cochran.
starting lineup, as you see them there, the Lady Crabbers, Spriggs, Bozeman, Walker, Luter, and Pierce.
And, Tim, we will pick 2 players from the game tonight for the Hampton Crabbers, and those players will receive a trophy and a shirt. The trophy comes from Trophy World, and that's located at Hilton Village in Newport News. For all your recognition, award needs, trophies, plaques, custom engraving, contact Bob Hilling at Trophy World at 595-7354. Mention this announcement, get special pricing. And shirt comes from Tidewater Team Sports, your one-stop sports headquarters for screen printing, embroidery, uniform, and apparel. Call 594-0411. David Chubb, Terry McNamara.
And tonight's game is brought to you by Zooms with 14 convenient Peninsula locations to serve you. By Hampton Chevrolet at 1073 West Mercury Boulevard. And in part by Park Lawn Wood Funeral Home, where Nancy Staten is the manager. All right, the homestanding Lady Crabbers in the white uniforms with the red stripes. Kempsville, the visitors. Hampton having the honor of hosting this game by having the higher seedings in the tournament, and the tap is controlled by the Lady Crabbers. This is Rashawn Luter with the ball, and she is picked up by Monet Bernard.
Man-to-man is the what the Kempsville Chiefs coming out in. Sometimes they'll play a zone, but they want to keep Hampton from penetrating. But I noticed that the
shot didn't go for the Lady Crabbers, but they get the offensive board. Go ahead, Bob. You start to say you noticed that they...
Yeah, the big gal for Kempsville does not follow, what's her name? Oh, nice move. Oh, whoa, she got hacked. Right on the arm, on the arm.
No blood, no foul. Right?
I guess not. And then Ashley Spriggs, she doesn't follow Ashley Spriggs out past the half-court line on defense is what I was talking about.
And the turnover by the Chiefs.
That was good defense by Bozeman.
Feet underneath, can't hold on to it, and back come Kempsville. So both teams a little sloppy in the early going, a lot of pressure. Shot kind of thrown up as a prayer, and the rebound comes to the Lady Crabbers. That is Rashawn Luter with the ball.
And Luter's running the point guard tonight. Tia Walker is a good shooter. She's running the 2 spot. But
This
David
is
actually runs about 4 guards.
Three-point attempt is nothing but
And
net.
that's Bozeman, and we've seen her miss a lot, but Tim, when she's on, she will burn you up.
She had 24 points the other night against Norcom in the 78-40 victory, and of those 24 points, she had 5 three-pointers. Hampton had 9 all total. This is a three-point effort, and it goes off the mark. Battle for the rebound underneath, and is finally controlled. Walker thought about the 3 and then took a step.
Yeah.
Indecision caused her to drag that pivot foot, and the turnover will give the ball to the Chiefs. Just underway from Hampton High School, Tim Cole, Bob Henson, Mike Hauser.
Well,
with the
Mike
Channel
Hauser's
46
telling me
crew.
that this is a 2-3 zone down here. I think it's more of a matchup zone with man-to-man principles.
This game videotaped for you on the 25th of February, 2004. Underneath, the big girl from Kempsville, number 33, Manuel, comes up short. Back come the Lady Crabbers, drive the lane, put it in.
And that's what you got to do. Get down before the defense gets set.
Tia Walker. Walker against Norcom the other night had 11 points, and a loose ball turnover picked up by Spriggs. Walker again almost walked, almost double dribbled. She's done a couple of those things.
Indecisions.
Yeah.
She doesn't know quite what she wants to do with the ball, it looks like.
Well, normally she doesn't have any kind of problem because she's a very poised young player. But a couple of times here she's looked indecisive. This is Bozeman 3 again. CC has 6, and it's 8-0. And Greg Dunn wants a timeout.
You got to do it.
Well, it's not exactly a romp, but it's not a way to start out if you're Kempsville.
Hey, Zooms has given awards to the senior player on each of the basketball teams this year that have demonstrated academic excellence. We watched the three-pointer. These players will be awarded plaques at a school board meeting after the season. We'd like to thank David Allen and Zooms for their continued support to WHCS and our student athletes. In fact, it's going to be next Wednesday, which is that
would be the 3rd of March.
3rd of March. That's when we're giving them out, right? And of course, Hampton Chevrolet Jeep Mazda, located at 1073 West Mercury Boulevard, has been an icon on the peninsula forever and is one of our corporate sponsors. Go down and see them or give them a call at 838-5450.
5:01 left here in the first period. 8-0. Hampton out to a quick start. Ball is tipped loose. And where to go? It was last touched by Kempsville, and I'm not sure why she did that. Tyler picked it up at the baseline.
I think the Hampton girl grabbed it before it hit out of bounds.
Well, but then she stepped out of bounds, is my point. And looked surprised that it was called that way, but it looked like a good call. Kempsville still not off the mark, and a reach-in by Tyler will be her first and the first team foul against Hampton. That'll be a non-shooting foul. David Six pleading his case to Bob Cockrell, but here's the play
watch
we're
and
talking
see if she doesn't grab it.
She grabbed it right there and stepped on the line.
Yeah.
Wasn't quite sure why she did that. Kempsville still looking for the first bucket of the game. Finally gets it.
Yeah, number 22, Tim.
And 22 is Monet Bernard.
Number 22, Monet Bernard.
So it's 8-2 Hampton as we approach the 4.5-minute mark remaining in the first period. 4 8-minute periods in high school basketball. Worked the ball down low for Spriggs. Kicked it back out too tall for Tyler.
You got to be careful when you're making the passes. It's not how fast you make, it's how accurate you make them. And Hampton is a little lackadaisical in their offense, it seems like.
Well, they were the same the other night against Norcom. If you recall reading the accounts of the game, I didn't see the game, but I understand that they were very much slow started, if you will. They were only up 8-7 late in the first period, and then blew out the Norcom Greyhounds 78-40.
Yeah.
Had a couple of big second and fourth quarters, each of them exceeding 20 points.
And I know what David is thinking about is, you do this against good teams, and it'll come back and bite you.
There's no question about it. When you get to this level, this team's won 20 games.
Spriggs.
Spriggs with the easy lay-in, and that's the way you draw it up.
And that was 14. Was that Luter?
That's Tyler who had the assist.
Great assist.
The Chiefs try the two-pointer just on the line. Off the mark, no good. Bozeman's pass down court a little tall for Tyler, but she reins it in. Got an open player underneath. That's Luter.
She was waited too long.
Spriggs kicks it back to Luter. Tyler. And now they'll reset with 3:10 to go in the first period. Hampton up by 8. Lane is wide open. Tyler drives the lane and has it blocked. Then knocks the ball loose and still belongs to Kempsville. Kempsville again, that's the way they inbound the ball, and it's not worked that time. Last time Hampton helped them out. Bozeman will try another three.
She's short.
Short on that one. Knocked out of bounds. Looked like it might have been knocked out by Kempsville. That's
and
the call.
Was. Good call. Good call, Tim.
Well, it was a guess on my part.
It was knocked out by
bodies between
Manuel.
me. Bodies between me and the ball, so I couldn't tell. Hampton's going to bring Spriggs out of the game, and in her place will be Evelyn Lewis.
And she's the 9th grader, Tim.
Hampton with a decided height advantage down low, regardless of whether it's Spriggs or Lewis. Bozeman misfires for the second time in a row, and back come the Kempsville Chiefs. They've got a player open, and a left-handed layup does not go, and then a foul on the follow-up. And coming up a little gimpy is Monet Bernard.
Come down on the ankle a little different, I think.
Second team foul against the Lady Crabbers. That one goes against Bozeman, her first. This will be a shooting foul. And on the line is Monet Bernard.
Monet Bernard. Little French sound to it. Maybe Cajun.
Off the mark with the first of two. Single elimination game. The loser of this game is done. The winner goes on to play in the semifinals Thursday night. Bernard's second free throw is better, so she connects. And she has all three of Kempsville's points. A little full court pressure for the moment, and then they back off.
Well, Hampton only had one player back here to get the inbounds, and Kempsville did a good job of covering her up.
Tyler open for the three, decides instead to give it to Bozeman. She steps around the defense and can't get the roll. And Kempsville controls the ball, but it's stolen by Walker. And Walker gets fouled in traffic.
I tell you, she did a great job. She just took the ball out of the hands of the Kempsville player and drew a foul, making the shot. Good job.
Forced that play, caused the foul to be committed by Manuel. And Walker off the mark on the first of two. Luter will come out of the game for Hampton, and LaDonna Pierce, who had 15 points against Norcom, comes off the bench. So that's nice to have someone who scores those kind of points.
He's coming off the bench. You're right.
This is Flores, picked up by her like number, Walker. Hampton in man-to-man. Flores started to drive, now dishes right side, work it down low. Good feed, shot just too strong, but the rebound goes to Kempsville.
They're going over the top of Hampton. Hampton is fronting the post player, and they're going over the top.
Top of the key for Manuel. This is Courtney Naquin. Down low, shot won't go. Kempsville having a tough time shooting so far in this game. Lewis forced the shot a little too quickly.
Yeah.
She had more time than she realized.
Yeah, she thought she was going to get more pressure, and you're right. She did a good job of running the floor, though, and you like to see the guards give the ball up to the big players when they run the floor.
Naquin again feeds under. This time it works as Amber Manuel gets the easy bucket. They've missed a lot of easy baskets, or they'd be in this game completely. 11-5 as we are under 1 minute remaining in the first period. Pass almost picked off. Tia Walker with a nice move to the basket. Can't get it. Follow up by Lewis is good, and she's fouled.
She got smacked in the face that time and made it.
Foul will be called, and Lewis's shot will count. And as importantly, that's the second personal foul on Manuel. And she's one of their key players. Got two. Less than a minute remaining in the first period. She's still in the game. No, I take that back. They took her out. I looked away for a moment, and they did, in fact, remove her. So Greg Dunn, the coach for Kempsville, not wanting to risk a cheap foul here in the remaining moments of the first period with two on his senior player. LaDonna Pierce doing a good job on defense. Now Walker will pick up Flores. Top of the key for Naquin. Guarded by Pierce. This is Flores. Walker right step for step with her. Good job of
Great defense.
not allowing the pass, and the ball was loose but picked back up, and the shot no good. Lewis with the rebound.
Did a good job of getting the ball out.
And a real good job going down the court. Rashawn Luter. And a long pass at the buzzer as Hampton finishes the first period on top by the score of 16-5.
Watch the rebound. She just going coast to coast. Nobody picked her up. Talk a little bit about our crew. We got Andy Foley doing the graphics. Andre Mattingly doing the instant replay slow motion. Don Chiraus, engineer and audio. On the end-line cameras, we have Stephen Hotshot 1 Reeds at one end and his brother, Anthony Hotshot 2 Reeds at the other end. Nathaniel Braxton, Susan Bowers are in the stands. We have Johnny Terrell, who is the camera control, and, of course, Scotty Bowers, the big guy, being the director.
Not our complete regular crew, but kind of put this game together.
Scotty did a good job getting the crew together.
Oh, absolutely. And you know who's down underneath that other basket over there is the award-winning, the Pulitzer Prize-winning Kenneth Silver. The best sports photographer
and we got
around.
Good to see Bob Cockrell. He went down over the weekend and played golf for 3 days. What a nice job that
Where'd he go?
He went south.
South.
He went south. Golf.
43% for the
Hampton Crabbers.
Just 20. No, we're not using it. Oh, he did say the secret word. I didn't say it.
I mentioned Bob Cockrell playing golf and Don Strauss won.
Doesn't count unless we talk about you playing golf.
Oh, is that it? Well, I didn't play today. I played Monday.
No, we don't want to talk about it. It's too late now. Second period just underway. Kempsville with the possession arrow gets it to start. Good, real blanketing coverage by the man-to-man pressure by Hampton. Flores driving on Walker, dishes it outside. Naquin guarded by Pierce. Now she dishes underneath, and the shot goes up. It doesn't go, but a foul is called.
You got to like the way the Chiefs are doing, though, Tim. They're not shooting the outside. They're going inside, and then one of the Crabbers sloughed off to pick up the driver. They're dropping the ball off to the post players. In this case, it went off to number 21. That's Shannon Jordan, just another sophomore.
Jordan, as you saw in your picture, a good look at her. She misses the first. 16-5 is our score. Hampton on top by 11. They led 8-0 before the Chiefs scored. And that one almost crawled in, but again stays out. So just 1 of 4 from the free throw line so far for the Chiefs. Kempsville and Hampton, Eastern Regional quarterfinals. Three-pointer from Walker.
Kia Walker.
Walker makes it a 14-point difference. Rakita Payne, new ball handler for Kempsville. Nice block underneath by Bozeman. Bozeman with a good, clean ball on the hand on the ball, rather. Spriggs underneath, and heavy traffic gets fouled.
But that was a good job for Spriggs to go up to the basket. Really, she was too far under the basket.
She was.
But she drew the foul.
That is her first team third.
Esty Flores gets called for the foul.
There's a nice block that time by Cece.
And watch
now watch this. Oh, we don't have the right here. Going up.
So Ashley Spriggs hits the first of 2. Hampton is 3 of 4 from the free throw line, while Kempsville is 1 of 4.
Manuel comes back in, Tim.
Manuel playing with 2 fouls. Greg Dunn can't afford for his team to get too far behind. Otherwise, her playing or not playing will have no impact at all. Spriggs just 1 of 2. 20-5 as you see it in the upper right-hand corner of your screen. 6:45 left in the first half.
Oh, look like that was nice pass.
Nice pass is right, and the assist to Naquin and the basket to Shannon Jordan. Bozeman from way outside, short, and batted around and controlled by Walker. Bozeman thought about another 3. Now Hampton, listening to the coach, will take a timeout, wants a 30-second timeout.
Well, we have this timeout. Let's talk a little bit about our things that go on at the Channel 46.
What happens at Channel 46?
Oh, we got a website.
We do.
Yes, sir.
Well, sure we
Channel 46 website. It's at WHCS46.sportscombine.com. You get all the up-to-date on high school sports. And WHCS broadcasts live the school board meeting the first Wednesday of every month at 7:30. So next Wednesday on the 3rd, tune in. You'll be able to see us give out the Zooms Award. So tune in and be informed. That's just a couple of things going on at WHCS.
I won't be there.
You won't be there. Where are you going to be?
I'm going to be in San Diego.
I don't want to hear this stuff. Do you ever take your golf clubs with you when you go?
No, it's hard to get them in the seat next to me. They just...
Well, you could put them with your baggage.
No kidding. I didn't think of that.
Yes, Tim.
Wow, what a concept. And they deliver to the same place that you're going?
Same place.
Wow.
That's off.
Oh, that's way off. You know, last week, my luggage, I had 3 pieces of luggage. One went to Las Vegas, one went to San Francisco, and one went to Chicago.
Get out of here.
No, so this week I'm going to ask them to do the same thing. And I said, well, I want my luggage. They said, sorry, we can't do it. I said, why not? You did it last week. I said, but no, can't do it.
Oh, here's the foul.
An obvious foul.
Behind. Little push.
Makes the first.
Bozeman at the free throw line.
One went to San Diego, one to Chicago, and one where?
Las Vegas. That's where I was last week.
Well, that's where I'd go.
I was in Las Wages last week, and it was not a profitable visit, I might add. I learned a new game, and it's not a good one. Stolen by Walker. And knocked it out of bounds by Kempsville.
And you say next Saturday is your 23rd.
This Saturday.
This Saturday, your 23rd anniversary.
With my lovely wife, Donna.
Oh, bless your heart.
Yep.
I don't know how Donna's put up with you this long.
I don't either. Bozeman off the mark, no good. And her counterpart, 33, Manuel with the rebound. That's right. Praise the Lord.
Well, congratulations, Timmy.
22-7, Hampton up by 15. Tyler back in the ball game. Ball way off the mark. Walker with the long rebound. Walker has the ball knocked away momentarily. Now she's double teamed. Kicks it out to Tyler. Tyler dishing underneath. A little too strong. Luter. Rebound.
Oh, good job.
Ashley Spriggs with the rebound stick back. She's got 5 points. And the lead is 17. Full court pressure on the ball by the Lady Crabbers. Walker picking up Flores. And she's picked, and the ball is knocked loose, and Bozeman comes back with it. Got Walker all alone down the court. Walker stumbles and traveled. She just lost her footing.
Did you see that line tripper?
I did. That little white line just
I don't know how
jumped
that line
out.
tripped her.
Jumped out and tripped her up big time. Saw it right from here.
Well, it's a good job of Bozeman looking down court, seeing a player down there.
Just couldn't capitalize on it as Walker got tripped up by the line. 5 minutes remaining in the first half, and we've got a foul. This is going to go against Luter. That's her second. And the team's 4th team foul. This is the foul right here. Not much of a foul, but she did reach in. Underneath. Kempsville can't get the easy bucket. They'll work it outside. Almost threw it away. Naquin comes to the ball. Now Flores, top of the key, guarded by Walker. Naquin with a left-handed dribble, pulls up, dishes underneath for Manuel. On the baseline, jumper won't go.
Oh, good
Nice.
job.
Spriggs kept that ball loose.
Yeah.
The ball was right in the hands of the Kempsville player, and Spriggs knocked it loose to a teammate. Those are things that you don't, they don't show. Oh, what a reverse layup almost went in. That play by Spriggs isn't something that you see in the stats, but it was so important because it busted up the rebound.
That was going to be an offensive rebound for the Chiefs.
Flores. They say the ball was tipped by a Hampton player, thus no double dribble. Walker with some fancy moves, gives back out to Tyler. David Six, the head coach, giving some instructions from the sideline just to the right of the action. Top of the key, Luter. Tyler looking for Spriggs. She's guarded well. Now they get it to Spriggs. She's double teamed. Ball knocked loose.
When they slough off and bring another player down to double team, that's when the post player's got to put the ball back out to the wing, go inside out.
Naquin for three.
Number 10, Courtney Jenkins for three.
So the Chiefs very quickly bring the lead back down to 14 points. Had been 17 for a while. Hampton nor the Kempsville Chiefs been able to score for the last couple of minutes till that basket. Some good defense being employed by both squads. Isn't always poor shooting. Bozeman, who has hit a couple of threes and missed a couple.
See, the post player is not coming out to play. The Hampton post player, when she comes high.
When Spriggs comes out, got a lady open on the left wing. Tyler, no good, but she'll get two.
She drew that foul. She said, "You go foul me," and she almost got it up. Good job. Good job. Like a rock. If you need a new used pickup or a car, go to Hampton Chevrolet, Jeep Mazda, as we watch the replay right there. They're located 1073 West Mercury Boulevard. Get the best deal in town. They're right across the street from Riverdale Shopping Center. Go down or give them a call at 838-5450.
Tyler hits the first of two. Hampton has hit 6 out of 8. Make that 7 out of 9. 7 out of 9 from the free throw line. That's one of the things you have to do when you get to this next level. Naquin, and she has been fouled. Looks like Pierce might have gotten her on the arm. Yep.
And that's only the 15th foul.
First one on Pierce, 5th team foul. Each team with 5. And we're at the 2:25 mark in the first half. Kempsville just beats the 5-second count. They feed it down low for Manuel. She got the basket and she draws the foul.
That was a good job of getting the ball in. Cece came over to double team and got there a little late, picked up the foul.
That's her second.
The shot was good on the line shooting, Amber Manuel.
Not a lot of contact, but enough to call the foul. So both of the big girls, Manuel and Cece Bozeman, have 2 fouls, and Manuel completes the 3-point play. And the lead now down to 13. So Kempsville keeps whittling away at that lead. Had been as much as 17. Madonna Pierce, top of the key for Walker. She's picked up by Naquin. Tyler. Walker will try the 3. Just off the mark. Tyler with a good offensive board has it stripped away. So Kempsville again.
They're not giving up, are they?
No, and with a 3 here, they'll cut the lead down to 10. And they're going to say she traveled.
Yeah, to pick up her foot.
It's so ever so slightly that occurs. It's hard to see it sometimes.
Watch her move it. Right there. Oh, there's no doubt about it.
10 turnovers
Good
for
camera
Kempsville.
work.
Just
Good
3
camera
for the
work.
Lady Crabbers. Tyler, who loves to drive, does, and she is fouled. Greg Dunn, the coach for Kempsville, isn't exactly sure he agrees with that call.
21, Shannon Jordan. That is her first.
Jordan picks up the foul, her first, team 6th. So it's bonus time after this, but it was a shooting foul in any event.
Yeah, and there's only 125, so there's not been a lot of fouls called. Only 12 fouls called in this game so far.
Tyler with 3 out of 3 so far.
Don't you put the jinx on her, Timmy.
Oh, no.
Tyler makes the deuce.
So she's 4 for 4, and the lead is back up to 15. 10 turnovers to 3 in the game. And Spriggs knocks it away to her teammate Tyler. Spots Bozeman down the court. Got
Oh,
it.
what a nice pass.
Right on the money. 10
That's
points.
Tyler. That's more than once she's done that tonight.
It certainly is. 10 points in the first half for Bozeman, and we're under a minute now. Hampton back up to their biggest lead, 17. And Kempsville throws it away. So
But not only was it a good pass from Tyler to Bozeman, but it was a great catch by Bozeman. She caught it and put it up immediately, soft off the board.
You and I were talking about this in a recent game we did. If one has not watched girls basketball on the peninsula recently in the last few years, the level of expertise has just increased amazingly across the board. But you know, this team that Hampton has fielded right here would have been competitive to the Lakeisha Fretz team that Phoebus had back in the 90s, but at that time no one else could compete with them. Got a hand-checking call on Pierce. That's pretty obvious.
And that puts them on the line for 1-1. That's not really a good foul. And I know David's not happy with that.
34 1/2 seconds remaining in the first period. Excuse me, first half rather. At the free throw line is Courtney Naquin. She has 3 points on a three-pointer, and she will get the bonus here as she hits the first. Both teams are in the bonus, but as you said, Bob, very little time to capitalize on that. Just 34.5 to the halftime. Here you see a good look at Miss Naquin, and she cans both free throws.
She's got a nice touch on that foul line.
15 points is the difference. Hampton can elect to take the final shot. There is no shot clock in high school ball. They'll kind of work the weave here with Pierce, Tyler, and Walker. 17 seconds on the clock. This is Pierce. Tyler looks down low, now pulls it out. Pierce, 9 seconds. 7, 6, 5, and Pierce got fouled. Got a break there because she really lost control of the ball.
Foul is on number 12, Rakita Payne.
Rakita Payne, her first, team 7th. Watch the replay here. You're going to see maybe she lost her footing because she was tripped.
Yeah, well, she was tripped. Sometimes
that'll make you lose your footing.
Yeah.
And unable to hit the free throw. And the buzzer will sound before any further action. So we've played 1/2, and our halftime score is Hampton leading the Eastern Regional quarterfinals 30, Kempsville 15. We'll return to Hampton High School for the third period of action after a brief timeout. Oh. Here at Hampton High School at halftime, a couple of minutes before the resumption of this quarterfinals game between Hampton and Kempsville, the Eastern Regional quarterfinals. Some stats for you from the first half. Hampton shooting 38%, 9 of 24. They were 9 of 12 from the free throw line and had 5 turnovers. Kempsville, on the other hand, shot very poorly, just 5 of 18 for 28%, 4 out of 7 from the free throw line, and they committed 12 turnovers to Hampton's 5.
It's the difference of, and it's not that much difference in the number of shots taken. Only Hampton's taking 6 more shots, but Bozeman hit a couple threes right at the beginning of the game, which really kind of set the tone. And then once Hampton gets the lead, and they can cause a couple turnovers. But, you know, Kempsville's hanging in there. They were down 17. They got to cut it back with about 13 at one time.
They did. That was as close as they got.
Was it 13?
Yeah.
As close as they got?
Yeah. And Hampton 3 out of 9 from the 3-point stripe, 33%. Individual scoring real quickly.
Go ahead, yeah.
For the Lady Crabbers, CZ Bozeman with 10 points. 6 points for Tia Walker. 5 points for Ashley Spriggs. 4 points for Kashara Tyler. 3 points for Evelyn Lewis. And 2 points for Rashawn Luter. For Kempsville, they were paced by a pair of players. Amber Manuel with 5 points, as did Courtney Naquin. And 3 points for Monet Bernard and 2 points for Shannon Jordan.
And the second half is brought to you in part by Parklawn Wood Funeral Home. They're located at the Hampton Center Parkway and North Armstead Avenue. For more information, give them a call at 827-4670. Nancy Staten is the manager. And I do want to let the fans know that Zooms has given an award to the senior basketball player on all the Hampton teams this year who has demonstrated academic excellence. These players will be awarded a plaque at the school board meeting, and that's on March the 3rd. And we'd like to thank David Allen Zooms for the continuing support to WHCS and our student athletes. And, of course, don't forget Hampton Chevrolet Jeep Mazda, one of our corporate sponsors, located 1073 West Murphy Boulevard. Give them a call, 838-5450.
All right, one of these teams will end their season in 16 minutes of playing time.
Yeah, this is a single elimination.
Hampton leading by 15. Nice feed for Bozeman. She lost control of it, however.
That was a set play.
Off the inbound, yep. Did everything perfectly except the shot. Walker tripped up on a good pick.
She threw a hip.
Well, it was a good pick.
Nice steal.
And an easy basket by Luter. So Rashawn Luter with the bucket. And Walker will be called for the foul. Interesting. The referee closest to the play did not call it.
Yeah. And what else was interesting, the whistle didn't sound until well after the ball was shot.
Well, at the free throw line. Again, I've said it often, I would not be an official in any sport for any amount of money. I would, however, fight Tyson for $1 million.
That's not an easy thing to do.
And I lied because I wouldn't do that either. Flores, who was scoreless in the first half, hit the first of 2 and makes both. So we're back to the same 15-point difference that we began this half with. Never end a sentence on a preposition.
You learned that here at Hampton High when you was going to school here?
That's right, way back when. Tyler dives to the ball. Naquin finally comes up with it for Kempsville. Flores off the mark, no good. Rebounded by Manuel, no good. And the rebound to Walker, but she lost it, but Spriggs gets it back.
A little ragged here at the beginning.
Greg Dunn having a couple of words, calm words, but words nonetheless for Bob Cockrell. Well, these teams started out ragged in the first period. Luter dishes it to Walker. Walker guarded by Flores. Hampton will patiently set up the play now. Walker looked at Spriggs flashing across the lane. Now they get it to Spriggs. She throws it up and it's loose and a rebound foul.
I think they're going to call a foul on
Tyler.
No, 23 for the Kempsville, isn't it? Yeah.
Walker?
No. Oh, it's on Walker?
Yeah.
I thought it was on the other 23.
No. So Walker has 2, as does Bozeman. As does Pierce. Hampton with the turnover. Pierce in the lane, shovel it up, no good.
That's a tough shot coming in like that and not being able to use the board.
Flores and just handed the ball right to Pierce. Pierce will drive, put it up, no good. Bozeman got the rebound. Dishes it out to Tyler. And now they feed it to Luter. So Tyler and Luter working the top of the key. Luter gets a pick from Spriggs. Now instead dishes back to Pierce. Bozeman, who will not hesitate to shoot from three-point range, does refrain this time. Each team has scored just 2 points here. We've played almost 3 minutes in the third period. Work it down low for Spriggs. Too strong. Rebound. Nice job by the shorter Tyler to get the rebound.
Really impressed me tonight.
Well, you know, it goes back to what we've talked about on numerous occasions. Rebounding is not necessarily about being the tallest player on the court. It's all about timing.
And getting position. She had great position.
Tyler will pull it back out. Very deliberate, as Hampton has had the ball now for quite some time without shooting. Bozeman will shoot from three, in and out. That ball was halfway down and came out.
And that was a set play for Bozeman that time.
Pierce picked off, and the shot is good.
Number 23, Anthony Flores.
Flores with the bucket, and now David Six wants to take a timeout as he has seen his team come out and just scored 2 points in almost 4 minutes.
Yeah, that's not typical. The Math Zone is back on Channel 46. Check out the new feature, Teachers on the Run. Students may call in and get help with their homework, their math homework, or solve the problem of the day. This is seen only on WACS Channel 46.
There you see the Crabber cheerleaders going through their gyrations. Again, disappointing crowd on hand for tonight's game. I did some of the editorial on the Daily Press and lack of local coverage, but quite frankly, the school body also knew about this game and didn't support this game very well.
I would should have thought there'd be more, especially more Hampton fans here. There's almost as many Kempsville fans as there are Hampton, if you can go by opposite sides of the court.
Well, anyway, hopefully if Hampton advances, they'll get better support across the water. Tyler on the rebound, on the inbounds pass rather. Hampton has been outscored 4-2 here in the third period.
They charge a blocking foul on, who's that, Spriggs?
Foul is on number 25, Ashley Spriggs, her
That's her first. Third team foul against Hampton. No team fouls as of yet charged to the Chiefs. Flores has it knocked out of bounds by Walker. Thought Walker would have a hard time finding someone shorter than her.
Well, she did
out
tonight.
here, but she did. I love the way Walker plays, though. Height has nothing to do with heart. Back come the Lady Crabbers. Luter will drive the lane and score.
She will drive.
That's the second time they've just given her the lane, and she said, thank you very much. Full court man-to-man pressure applied by the Lady Crabbers on the inbounds. Luter, I like Luter's decisiveness. She sees an opening and goes for it. Nice steal by Spriggs. Good anticipation. Tyler in the lane, no good. Back comes Flores and the Kempsville Chiefs, 2-on-2. No advantage, so she'll hold it up as Walker's got her covered. And then they'll throw it into the backcourt. That will be a backcourt violation as soon as Kempsville touches. 5 turnovers here in the second period by Kempsville. Second half, excuse me. 4 for Hampton. 2:58 remaining in the third period. Hampton holding on to a substantial lead, 34-19. Each team has scored 4 in a very low scoring third period. Walker drives, shot is short. Spriggs couldn't get it, but he was knocked out of bounds by Kempsville. Bernard, last one to touch it. Almost lost it out of bounds.
That was close. It was just lack of concentration. I know David Six is kind of upset they're not doing the.
And then just a bad pass. So
yeah, you throw the ball. Which the only place you catch it is being out of bounds.
So the turnover gives the ball over to the Chiefs, the Lady Chiefs with 19, Hampton with 34, as you see the score in your upper right-hand corner. Another pick set by Manuel. She is one big young lady.
And she sets a big pick.
Yes, when she gives you a pick, you know you got picked. Flores will inbound. Picked up by Luter on the switch. Almost had a 5-second violation.
Well, I think it was 5 seconds. They just didn't get the call.
Turnaround won't go. Rebound comes off of a couple of players to finally in the hands of LaDonna Pierce. Hampton cold shooting here in the third period. Walker just blocked incredibly well by Manuel.
But it was a great move. She made a nice spin move, but we're right into the
much
bigger
taller,
player.
big player just stood there with both hands and grabbed the ball right out of the air. Minute and a half to go. 3-point attempt by Naquin is off the mark. She hit one earlier, but not this time. 34-19. Hampton with 4. Kempsville with 4. This is a 3-point attempt. No good. Spriggs with good position. She can't get the rebound to go. And finally controlled by Kempsville's Monet Bernard. Flores. Under a minute to go. Almost picked off. It is picked off. Luter with the good hands and the easy basket. She has got 6 of the points here in the third period, which is all of the Hampton points. And that Greg Dunn wants a 30-second timeout. Interesting, he calls it with 44 seconds remaining in the third period. But I guess he said, look, we've got to get, first of all, we got to get this last shot. There you see the Kempsville huddle and the coach, young man with the tie on to the right.
Is that Dunn, right?
Yes, Greg Dunn.
Greg Dunn.
So Hampton has pulled out and added to their 15-point halftime lead. Now it's back to their largest lead, matching their largest lead of 17.
Neither one of the two have really looked smooth.
No.
That little, like they're trying too hard, or they're just, and sometimes that's to do with the defense, Tim.
Well, and there's one more factor, I think, for Kempsville. One senior, one junior. They got 9 sophomores and freshmen in their first postseason tournament. So, you know, if they get excited, they get a little nervous about this stuff. Experience does make a difference. And if I'm Greg Dunn, I'm drooling over the fact that I've got everybody but Manuel coming back next year.
Yeah.
Watch the replay here. We'll see the foul. That one's on Spriggs, her second. That's the 4th team foul with 31.5 seconds remaining. Kempsville yet to commit a foul here, so that could be a factor later on. As long as you don't make your free throws, it's not a big factor as Manuel misses the first.
Yeah.
She hits the second, so she's 2 out of 3. And the lead is back to 16 points. Hampton now can take the last shot. Looks like that's what they'll work. And then they just turn it over.
And she just dribbled right into the player, defensive player, which is.
And then Kempsville turns it over.
And Kempsville says, I don't want to do it either. I don't want the last shot either.
No, 11.2. And again, just a lack of concentration as Hampton didn't get a shot away and really weren't being pressed.
Well, and they just like they were unaware of time remaining in the quarter. Zooms has that Beantown coffee, fried chicken, pizza, potato wedges, Krispy Kreme donuts. Get them like Tim likes them. Boxing one.
Yes, the old
You get
boxing
that good
one.
Citgo gasoline. And, of course, Hampton Chevrolet Jeep Mazda, located 1073 West Mercury Boulevard. Give them a call at 838-5450. And, of course, don't forget Park Lawn Wood Funeral Home. They're located in Hampton Center Parkway, North Armstead Avenue. For more information, give them a call at 827-4670, where Nancy Staten is the manager.
And we do want to thank our corporate sponsors for helping defray the cost
Good
of
shot
bringing
of
these
Tony
games.
Wilson. If you pan back far enough to right there on the right-hand side, Ken Kaplan, who does the announcing here for the ball games.
And the posse, my posse to the right here, they said they
That's
didn't
your
have,
posse.
Yeah, they said didn't have their whole complement here tonight, but they'd still make some noise. Forgot their newspapers. I guess they didn't get their DP today either. All right, 8 minutes now left in someone's season.
Start of the fourth period. It is the
Kempsville will have it on the possession arrow. They trail by 16, have trailed by as many as 17, and has been as close as 13 in the second period. .24% shooting for Hampton in the third period, 29% for Kempsville, so neither team shooting well at all. Naquin will try another three-pointer just off the mark and taken decisively by Walker. Walker will drive the lane, put it up, no good, but she's fouled by Flores, her third.
Well, and that was a good drive that time by Tia, but you got to learn to use that left hand. If you use that left hand, she got the foul, plus she probably got the basket.
Hey, she's a young one. She'll have it before she's through, I'm sure. 2 out of 3 from the free throw line for Miss Walker. Lead is 17-18 now, so the biggest lead of the night enjoyed by the Lady Crabbers, trying to advance to the semifinals Thursday night. Just back-to-back games, kind of a tough schedule. Oh, a heavy contact. And is it a pick or a charge? It's a charge.
charging foul on number 11, Rashan Luda. That is her third.
That was a good call. That was a good call. Watch, the player is set.
Yep.
She would, not too long, but she was there. That's where your teammate has to tell you, look out.
Yeah.
There's a tree standing there. Look out. Walker finally gets the ball under control.
Dole made a nice steal.
Down low for Spriggs.
Nice
Not
move.
Spriggs, rather, but Lewis.
Nice move.
Evelyn Lewis, who's replaced Spriggs. So nice move and a good bucket. Full court pressure. Kempsville having difficulty, and they just get it across the timeline, but then throw it away. Walker for Bozeman. Bozeman for 2.
That's a nice pass.
So Bozeman, who was scoreless in the third period, has a dozen for the game now. And the lead is 23 as Hampton has charged out on top with 7 unanswered points here. So a timeout called by Greg Dunn as he is seeing his team's season evaporate.
Well, not only was that a good timeout, but he looked down there and it was very close to being a 10-second violation, so that was a smart timeout. But all of a sudden, it's like Hampton changed gears. It's a different team than the third quarter. They came out and they've scored almost as many points in this short period of time, less than 2 minutes, than they did in the
Actually, they scored more already than they did in
the third quarter.
period.
Well, I figured it was close.
Yeah. Scored 6 in the third period. They've scored 7 since the tip or the inbounds pass, and we've played less than 2 minutes. So it can come as first. Like, that's kind of what they did against Norcom, is they were ragged and sporadic, and then all of a sudden just put it all together.
Well, and a lot of that's got to do with the defensive pressure. Defensive pressure will cause turnovers, which will give you some easy baskets, will frustrate the other team's offense, and just start making some stupid mistakes, and that's what Kempsville. That was our friend Danny Mitchell. Hey, Danny. Good to see Danny. I know he's got his baseball team all ready to go.
Nakrin underneath has the basket. 42.
Yeah.
.550 remaining in the fourth period. Work it down low. Lewis fouled.
And she does a good job. Turn around, going right to the basket. She puts pressure on the defensive player right away, and that's what you want to do. Watch this replay. Nice entry pass, and you don't know if she's going right or left, and she's going to have people collapsing on. If you look down, that area is 4 Kempsville players that have collapsed down underneath on the post player.
Charged the foul to Naquin, interestingly enough.
Yeah, that's...
I didn't see it that way, but there was a foul, but it looked like it was on the player further down on the baseline.
And Lewis has got a great future ahead of her, Tim. Just a freshman, and going to get better all the time.
And taller. She's a big young lady right now. Misses both free throws.
And there'll be a time she will not miss those free throws.
Lewis, a freshman at 6'3". Bozeman.
Defense did that.
And Bozeman, or rather, defense does that again, but a double dribble. Walker had a dribble, kind of lost control of the ball and re-dribbled, and that's not something you can do. 22-point lead for Hampton as they have a very comfortable margin. And barring a total collapse, will advance to Thursday night's game, which is being played as you view this contest. See, that looked like a pretty good defensive play. That is the 6th team foul.
For one of them?
I'm gonna go this way.
Well, what about her? Okay. She's made both of them?
Okay.
We can really do it, right?
Yeah. One out of 2 for Manuel.
Hampton doing a good job running their motion offense.
Well, they're not in any hurry. They might as well shorten the game. 44-23. They've got a 21-point lead.
And they're looking. They're looking.
Oh, yeah. But, you know, why not? Just keep wearing down your opponent and then look for the snowbird. Luter doing some great job ball handling. Got it back. Can't score with it. Back come the Chiefs. You're watching Kempsville and Hampton. Videotaped on the 25th of February. Tim Cole, Bob Hintz, Mike Hauser, and the Channel 46 crew bringing you this.
And right behind us is
Danny Mitchell. That's right. So be careful what you say.
13 turnovers for the Kempsville Chiefs. You want to go 5 turnovers for the Crabbers. There's your difference. 5 turnovers to the Crabbers, 13 to the Chiefs. We're talking about this thing. You want to go? But she's the one that was making all the good passes.
Yeah. And,
right?
Yeah.
Okay.
We're discussing, in case those of you at home can't figure it out, we're discussing
how much
players
hair
of the
Tim's
game.
got on his head.
That's a short conversation.
Well, I have them marked, one here. But, yeah, we'll think about that. Any way you want to go. I'm flexible.
Well, there's been some good
See,
play
she
all the way around.
has received.
Okay.
She has not.
I see. And so who would be your next choice?
I don't know. Again, that's for you to decide.
It is good to receive and then give as well.
Yes.
Luter, top of the key. 350. Bozeman thought about it. Work it down low. Lewis in and out. Rebounded by Manuel.
But that's the shot you want. I mean, you can't ask for a better shot. You move it around and get the ball into your post player.
Flores too strong. Bozeman with the rebound. Lofted up for
nice
Lewis.
pass. Almost looked like a shot, and I think Kempsville thought it might have been too.
It was a great pass, kind of almost an alley-oop type, and the ball just thrown right into the hands of Lewis. Walker gives it back to Luter. Down for Lewis. Lewis got it.
And she has her hand up, asking for the ball.
48-23, 2:53 remaining in the ball game. So Hampton will advance to the regional semifinals against an opponent to yet be determined. Lewis picks up her second foul. Shooting foul nonetheless, but it is bonus time for the balance of the game.
There only been 2 fouls called against Kempsville in the second half.
Well, they've been very passive on defense, quite frankly.
And the other one was
this one and that one. Fans didn't like that call against Lewis, a favorite here, for many reasons. So Amber Manuel makes it a 23-point game. 2:40 and the clock moving. Hampton will again work on their passing game and their motion game, and they have it stolen. Natasha Jones in the lineup for Hampton, and the ball knocked out of bounds by Kempsville. So we'll get some other fresh faces in the lineup for the Crabbers with this game well in hand. Getting ready to come in is Kimberly London. And Walker's pass is too hot.
That was a good pass.
Just a little hot.
A little hot.
Have to stick them on your hands to hold on to that one. London comes in, and Bozeman will leave the game. Bozeman had 10 points in the first half and added 4 more, so her night will conclude with 14 unofficially. Hampton, and the reach-in foul in the back court by Catherine Crum. That's just the 3rd team foul, so it's a non-shooting foul. This actually hurts Kempsville because every time they foul like that, it gives the ball back to Hampton rather than a chance to miss a free throw. Different strategy, right?
Yeah, that's a good point.
Pierce will fire it up, and it's too strong.
There goes your crew there.
My posse.
Your posse.
That's right. The boys, they'll be waiting for me outside.
Will they?
Gonna go get some Pepsi Colas and some Zoom's pizza.
There you go.
And the Zoom's right down the street from here, I think.
Yes, there is.
1.5 minutes remaining. Ball knocked away on a nice play by Natasha Jones. Walker. Jones. Jones looking inside. Can't find anybody open. Now she'll just drive the lane and shovel it up. Thought she might have drawn the foul, but didn't get the call. Back comes Kempsville.
Well, let's talk about players of the game.
Players
Timmy.
of the game. We have a basket attempt. Two
Number
shots
14.
coming. Number 14, who is Kashara Tyler. And number 32, Evelyn Lewis. Our co-players of the game. And watch the replay here. And Bozeman had a terrific game of 14 points. Ashley Spriggs, excellent game, 5 points. Lewis had 3 in the first half, has added 6 more. She's got 9. And Rashawn Luter had a great game. She was instrumental in keeping Hampton from being scoreless in the third period, quite frankly, as she put 6 points on the board in that stanza.
All right.
But our players of the game, but Tyler and Lewis.
Tyler and Lewis.
Sound like a law firm.
It's not Lewis and Clark.
No.
Okay.
Clark wasn't here tonight. Under a minute remaining now. Lewis.
Oh, nice.
Felt the pressure, turned around, and put up the soft touch shot. 50-27. Hampton easily advancing. And Lewis with a steal. So it's as if Lewis heard us say she's the player of the game. She wanted to make sure all the stats look good.
Well, she's 5 of 7. That ain't bad shooting percentage.
Not too shabby. Robin Holder is in the game now for the Lady Crabbers. So Davis Six has emptied the bench. With 30 seconds remaining in the ball game. And Lewis with another block. So she's blocked the ball, she's passed the ball, she's shot the ball, she's rebounded. She's been everywhere. Got a foul on the attempted lay-in.
That's on 14, and that's the shooting foul, I believe.
Yep.
Hey, Scotty, send Johnny Terrell down, would you please, Scotty?
What do you want Scotty to do?
Send Johnny Terrell.
Tell Johnny Terrell.
Here comes Johnny.
Pierce gets her first point of the ball game. 1 out of 2 from the free throw line. There you see a good look at LaDonna Pierce. And she misses the second. After a big 15-point night against Norcom. Pierce almost stole the ball. Shot too strong, and out come the Lady Crabbers. Pierce, 1 second, shot is up. Would have counted had it gone, but it's off the glass. And Hampton continues their winning ways as they defeat Kempsville by the final score of 51-27. To recap for you, our players of the game for the Lady Crabbers are Kashara Tyler and Evelyn Lewis. Tonight's game has been brought to you by Zooms, with 14 convenient Peninsula locations to serve you. By Hampton Chevrolet at 1073 West Berkeley Boulevard. And in part by Park Lawn Wood Funeral Home, where Nancy Staten is the director. Well, that's going to do it for us. Our congratulations to David Six and the Lady Crabbers as they advance to the regional semifinals, and we wish them well, and hopefully an appearance in the state championship finals next week. So that's going to do it for us. For Bob Hintz and Mike Hauser, this is Tim Cole. The final score again, Hampton 51 and Kempsville 27. Good night, everybody.